Hello, hello, hello. Hello. I'm just going to get the comments going here so I can see the comments. And it's 1:11 on Wednesday, April 20th. Today's my 44th birthday. So I thought, what better way than hosting a masterclass than on my birthday? I'm so excited to have you share this really, really beautiful, sacred, powerful, loving, joyful day with me. So thank you for joining into my world. We're going to get started in a couple of minutes on the We Are One Masterclass, and there will be a replay. So to accommodate different time zones. And oh, thank you, Melissa. All right, I think I'm going to get going. I'm just going to close the chat. And I'll just check. Can everybody hear me okay? We should be good. I'll just make sure my volume's up. All right. Here we go. Just close our chat. And feel free to put any comments in the chat. And I'll check back into it periodically, but I'll just make sure that I can actually see you guys. Okay, we're good. All right, so we are one. I'm really, really, really excited to share this masterclass with you. I'm so excited, and I'm really honored, and it's my privilege to share this space with you as well today. So thank you for taking the time out of your day, and thank you for connecting with me, and thank you for celebrating my birthday with me. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do is we're going to probably talk for about an hour, give or take. And then at the end, I'm going to take a few minutes and share with you how you can work with me. Plus, I have a really exciting exclusive offer that I've created just for this masterclass that I'm really, really excited to share with you. So hang tight for that. And, oh, yes, I really would love to celebrate with you your desire for growth. So please feel free to share the masterclass graphics on any of your social media. And if you tag me, I'm going to put your name into a draw for this Friday for a $111 gift certificate towards any of my programs. Hint, this is connected to the exclusive offer that I'm going to share with you at the end, which I am so excited about. So now it is time to serve your soul. Thank you so much for taking the time to connect into my world and for sharing this space with me as we co-create magic. I'm so, so honored and excited to serve your growth and your expansion today. Okay, so for any of you that don't know who I am, I'll just give you a little bit of a background. So my name is Amy Jones. Today's my birthday. I'm 44. I'm an intuitive, soul-guided life and business mentor. I'm also a human design reflector. I am a wife and a mom of 3 little kiddos, and I recently retired last year from a 20-year corporate business sales career so that I could step fully into my purpose. I have learned how to become the calm in the center of the storm, and I've learned how to welcome balance and harmony into my world. And I want to connect with you. And, you know, there's a reason why you're here today. And there's a reason why this class spoke to you. And I invite you to put into the comments, what is your intention for today's class? I'm going to share my intention with you as well in a minute. I'm just going to pop into the comments and have a peek. But put your intention in the comments and let's celebrate. So last year, my intentions for my personal growth were to leave my corporate career, retire, and become the CEO of my own business. I desired to connect more confidently and powerfully with my truth. I desired to invite more trusted self-leadership from my feminine energy, move to a new home and create a more abundant life with my family. I desired to create more intimacy with my connections. And I desired to deepen my pleasure in all of the heartbeat moments of my life. I really wanted to invite a slowness, a slowing down, so that I could create space and welcome more joy. And all of these I have graciously received more than I could have imagined. And so my intention for you today is to invite you to slow down and to connect more deeply with your truth, to confidently, safely, and powerfully welcome more pleasure and wealth into your world, for you to bring more energetic harmony into your life and into your business, to create a work-life balance. And I invite you to be open to the possibilities that your truth is already within you and it is ready to serve your growth in all of your entire world. Know that you are worthy of receiving your value by owning your truth. Fully sink into and feel this energetic upgrade and this activation that we're going to be experiencing today. So how may I serve your growth right now? My intention for today was to create a masterclass for the woman who's at home, who's wishing, you could launch your business, or for the woman who is already in corporate or in a business but needs more encouragement and knowledge that you can be the entrepreneur or the businesswoman and the mother and the woman and continue with your personal growth all at the same time. My intention is for you to know, believe, trust, and receive that you can have it all. And my intention is to give you the information of what has worked for me, but know this, everything that you need is already within you. I'm going to share the roadmap that I followed so that you can pull from this, the pieces that might work for you from what I've shared, so that this will help you create your life of desire so that you allow yourself to live more in your truth and shine brighter. And in combination, I'm also going to share the vision that I received surrounding the creation of this masterclass, which is beautiful, and to guide you to see that you are the CEO of your life, your inner and your outer world. What you learn here, you are absolutely going to be able to welcome more stability and growth into both your personal and professional world. It's going to help you create a safer masculine foundation, which is vital for your feminine to trust yourself, to let go and expand into this unknown. And each time you allow yourself to slow down and relax and deeper the feelings in those present moments, allow yourself to feel more, you will receive more pleasure. So I'm going to connect back in to the chat. And what did I just do? I'm just going to see. So I'd like you to pop into the comments who is here for the first time, what's your intention if you haven't already put it, and what does this mean for you? What are you looking to receive from today? Melissa, my intention is to have some sort of breakthrough, to connect more deeply with myself and to create a business that lights me up. I feel that. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right. So what I'm going to invite you to do, because this has been a huge shift in my world, I was fully guilty of doing this, is I'm going to invite you to stop multitasking. I'm going to invite you to fully receive this activation by fully receiving this moment. Okay, put your phone on mute. Close all the tabs on your computer. And I want you to gift yourself the next, 60 minutes or so to fully receive what comes through. And I also would like you to reflect and use this as a way of looking at how you're experiencing life in general. Where are you multitasking and where can you get more ultra focused into the present? Because the more that you can relax and breathe and feel into that present, the more you can focus your actions to receive that which you desire. Yes, you may be distracted. Yes, you might feel unworthy. Yes, you might feel uncomfortable. Totally normal. Just do it one step at a time, one heartbeat at a time. So think about where you might be skimming the surface of your life and where you can sink in a little bit more deeply and be a little bit more present in everything that you experience. Allow yourself to stay a little longer, focus a little more, breathe a little deeper. Allow yourself to receive. I want you to say to yourself, I am worthy of fully receiving life. Anchor this in your presence and receive. And I invite you to comment in the chat and write, I receive. Make it known. So my mission is to help you free the divine woman within you. So I work with people in corporate and in business owners, entrepreneurs. And I help those women who are desiring to create more harmony in their world. I use my experience to help you believe in and see your purpose and to encourage you to receive your highest growth. You do this specifically by helping you rebuild a solid, safe foundation that you trust. Creating space for you to allow to grow and expand and bring more balance and harmony into your world. I connect with you to help you create your liberated fempires. And I do this through my vision, which is to help us all return to like a 0 point, like a system setting 0, so that we can birth this new world, a new world that we all understand and appreciate. And I do this specifically by helping you connect with source, with God, with divine. It doesn't really matter what it is. It's the concept of as above, so below. And then I help you ground that vision so that you can serve your purpose. This is why I created this masterclass. We are one. We are all part of one connected world. We all come from the same source energy, the same fragments of the same one light. We just forgot who we were, and now it's time to remember who we are. So my background, just to give you a little bit of context of where I'm coming from, is like I said, I was in corporate for 20 years. I worked for Fortune 500s, multi-million-dollar companies, startups. But basically the general consensus of that world, my whole entire professional career, was toxic productivity, toxic masculinity, go, 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 hustle, 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 seek, attach, transactional, cold, unfulfilling, unrewarding, hard, just exhausting. And then layered on top of that, I had a history of really unhealthy relationships. Unhealthy addictions within myself and within my partners, a lot of unhealthy codependency, controlling, poor boundaries, unhealthy attachments, you name it, I experienced it. And a few years ago, I had said enough, like I can't keep living this way. I need more, something's got to change. And I figuratively hit a brick wall at 100 miles an hour, and I was like, what I'm doing isn't working. So insert my spiritual awakening, and I discovered an entirely new world that I knew nothing about, that felt unknown, but very safe and welcoming and truthful. I meditated for the first time ever. I explored and experienced energy healing for the first time ever. I learned about chakras. My life changed. And from that point, what I had to learn how to do from a healing perspective was rebuild my foundation from the ground up. I had to learn how to stabilize my nervous system, myself, my world, so that I could feel comfortable and calm and confident to receive more of that which I desired, a higher aligned life. And in context, my core values, which echo throughout this entire presentation, are trust, respect, integrity, pleasure, and personal development. And I know that if I can get from where I was at to where I am to where I know I'm going, I know you can do it too. And my medicine, my magic, my wisdom is now powerfully serving and helping you grow so that we can together build this new world, arm in arm, side by side, because we are one. So I invite you to pop into the comments. Do you know what your why is? Do you have a why? Would you like to further explore what your why is? I'd love to hear what you have to share. Oh, hi, Nicole. Thank you. Oh. All right. I will come back and I will keep going. Pop in your why in the comments if you know what your why is. And if not, we can further explore that. We're going to get to that. So where did this masterclass come from? We are one. So a couple of months ago, I had this vision in my mind of the logo, We Are One. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Park it over to the side. And then at some point thereafter, I had this vision of experiencing the world, Mother Earth, like a switchboard of lights, just all kind of turning on and illuminating, and one after the other, and clumping together and brighter. And then a few weeks ago, I had the most life-changing experience. I had the opportunity to connect with another human design reflector. Now, if you don't know, I am a human design reflector. We make up 1% of the world's population, so to connect with another one is pretty rare and pretty cool. And so I'd never had this opportunity knowingly to connect with another reflector and share space with one. And what transpired in that moment was magic. I, for the first time, felt me, my pure soul essence, my truth, without any filters, without any boundaries, without any attachments, without any programs, without any beliefs, without any societal whatever. And I'd never felt anything like this before in my entire life. And it was beautiful. And from that experience, I was able to see the valuable, pure soul essence of every single one of us, of you and you and you. I was able to see your truth. And then everything made sense to me. We are one. Connected world. And so here we are. You are so valuable. You are so, so valuable. Whew. You are so valuable. And I know this because we are all a fragment of the same source of light and the same source of energy. And there are no mistakes in this universe. And we all have an important part to play in our world. We are all going through a massive shift in consciousness, in awareness, in awakening. And I need a tissue. We are all moving from dark to light. You know, our shadows are all coming up to the surface to be healed, and more truths are being realized. And this huge evolutionary cycle has closed, this dark ages. And there are no mistakes that your soul chose this moment in this time right now to be here to help birth this very beginning of our new world that we are all co-creating. This is the next huge cycle of this age of light, this age of Aquarius. We are all simultaneously remembering our unique truth from the same source of light. You know, as our current reality feels like a balloon about to burst, and it will, because we are all jointly birthing our new world together from this connectedness of our soul, because we are all part of the same source of light. And your truth is needed. This is why speaking your truth is so important. You are so, so, so valuable. We are each so valuable. And we just feel that. I am valuable. I am worthy. How does that feel? To just allow yourself to receive that. So I'm going to give you a story about a vase or a vase to put this into context. So picture a beautiful vase. Now I'd like you to picture that this vase is broken into a million tiny little pieces on the floor. Okay, some are big and some are small. Now you and me and every single person, we each represent a piece of that broken vase. One piece is no less important than the other. And we're all trying to piece this vase back together, one slow piece at a time. And we're each doing our part. And the glue that is going to hold this vase together is each of us trusting the importance that our truth plays in rebuilding this vase. Rebuilding this beautiful vase from the ground up. Stronger, wiser, and birthed from the pureness of your heart's desire of connecting into this one world that we are creating. And so I invite you to look at this at a macro level. So this is your outer world, all the peoples and places and things that you interact with. And then on a micro level, your inner world, the way you talk to yourself, how you feel about yourself, am I good enough? And now I'd like you to imagine as you are building this new world, your inner world, and then your outer world. This is where you get to be curious. What is this world going to look like? You get to have fun. How do I desire to create this world? And you get to trust that all you need to know to create your new world is already within your heart to share to yourself and to those around you. And you get to take your time. You get to enjoy every moment of this rebuild. And most importantly, and this is really, really key, you get to take your time because it's going to create safety and the stability so that you can integrate, anchor, and trust this new world that you're creating. Because it's new and it's unknown. But in that kind of unknown space is where the magic happens, because it's not what you experienced before. And then the really, really powerful thing is you get to celebrate. Doing this alongside, arm in arm, others who are desiring to create their new world based on their unique truths. And because my truth is not the same as your truth, and your truth is not the same as the next person's, no truths are exactly the same. So there is no competition. There is creation. And there is celebration as we jointly rise together and enjoy creating from our truth, from your truth, from trusting in service of your value, in connection with yourself and every single person in your world. So, how are you going to sustainably grow this new world that you're creating? Before, you may have quickly wanted to complete something, maybe hurry up and finish, and then you can kind of sit back and relax. Or somebody might have done it for you because you didn't know how to do it, or they did it better, or they thought they could have done better, or you would have been pushed aside. Either way, it was an opportunity for you to not believe you were valuable to contribute to this new world creation. So how you're going to sustainably rebuild this world with a solid foundation, you're going to pause, and you're going to breathe, and you're going to slow down, and you're going to relax, and you're going to feel into trusting that you have an important part to play in this rebuild. And that I am not responsible for your part, and you are not responsible for my part. And as more of us connect our tiny pieces of this vase and put it back together, by speaking our truth, this vase is going to become bigger and stronger and louder. And we are eventually all going to be experiencing the same joy-filled creation and celebration of each of our individual new worlds combining in connection with everybody. This is the power of one to many. You rise, I rise, we all rise together. And each is no more or less important than the other. We are each of equal value. And most importantly, we are all meant to be exactly where we are right now, in this moment, as we rebuild this phase from the ground up. In connection and in service and in partnership, as one new world birthed from within, of truth, of love, of freedom, equal for all. We are one. You know, when you see your unfiltered truth and you serve it first to yourself and then to all those connected into your world, you end up shining your light so brightly that others cannot help but see and experience your purpose, your truth. This then helps them trust. They too can confidently connect into their purpose, their truth, in service of birthing their new world. This is the whole concept of pay it forward, and it's taken me a long time to wrap my head around this. Now I see it and it's like blinding. I'm going to connect back into the chat. I'm going to see how you guys are feeling. How does this make sense to you? Do you know what your truth is? Are you ready to connect more intimately with yourself and share your truth with yourself and share your truth with those around you? Wherever you're at on your journey, I celebrate all of it. And I celebrate your truth. Okay, so how do you find your truth? Everything is energy, okay? So the best way to see your truth is to create space for more light to shine on what needs to be released. Then you listen to the wisdom of your body to move the energy and release what has bubbled up to the surface. This is, what you can see now that isn't serving you anymore. And it's kind of like you're taking like a little sweep. You're just sweeping it away. And then you say thank you. You say thank you to your heart, your soul, your inner child, your ancestors, your guides, your support team, whoever and ever is participating in this, but most importantly, you. Say thank you. You say, I'm proud of you. You say, I love you. The more positive reinforcement and encouragement, the more you'll want to do something. So what did my path look like? How did I first start to find my truth? I'll give this to you as, to put it into a context for you. Okay, so like I said before, what I was doing wasn't working. I felt like I wasn't me. I couldn't explain it, but I just knew I wasn't me. Like I was living a lie. I wasn't authentic. I wasn't in my integrity. Looking back now, I see it's because I wasn't living in my truth, but I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. I just was like, this just feels like a square peg, round hole. Like something's not working. So I began to search for ways to help me feel better, but from the inside out. Okay, not external, internal. Like I'd mentioned, I found energy and chakras. I started meditating. I began a self-love practice and a gratitude practice. This was huge. Yes, it started with bubble baths, but it also started with carving out time in my day to do what I felt I needed in the moment and to honor that. I put me first. And as a mom with 3 kids and in a relationship where things are not grounded and not stable, it took a lot of courage, a lot of strength, and a lot of trust to carve out space to put me first. I had to learn how to let go of control. That was huge. And, all of these things in combination kept bringing more balance and more harmony into my world, which created more trust of this inner partnership of my masculine and my feminine energies. I allowed myself to feel more of everything. And I cried a lot. And, this, feeling allowed me to slow down and to connect into the wisdom of my body. It's beautiful. I just received a happy birthday message from my darling mentor. Thank you. And I don't know how to turn that off, so it might keep beeping. I don't know what to do, but just leave it. Where was I? So yes, it allowed me to slow down and to connect into the wisdom of my body and just feel everything and receive everything. And, I received that beautiful birthday message. And now I'm here. And by doing that, this allowed me to create more trust by holding myself accountable, by following through on my actions. I reprogrammed my mindset, my subconscious thoughts, my patterns, my beliefs. 97% of our reality is on autopilot from subconscious patterns and beliefs that we have inherited through what we have been taught and learned in our environment. And, it's like biting your nails. You don't realize you do it. And it takes a lot of work to focus and remove those one at a time. But it can be done, and it is powerful. And a huge thing for me was reconnecting with God, with Source, and with Divine, but from a different perspective than when I was a kid. So I went to church. I was baptized as Christian, and I was always taught to go to church and like God is here outside of me, and do as you're told. And I realized it's within. And I let go of seeking guidance and leadership externally from my parents, from, whatever. And then I trusted Source to internally lead me to my truthful pleasure. And this was so huge because like I'd mentioned before, everything you already need is within you. It's just releasing the noise, creating space so that you can hear and trust and act and serve. And so this is similar to like when I was in corporate. And this is, I think, now in reflection, why I had such a friction in my corporate world. I can go back now, no problem, because I've got a completely different perspective on it. And this is also why my message is so powerful for women in corporate, because I didn't feel free. Because I, for a long time, was unknowingly aligned to somebody else's truth. Like the CEO of a company, that is their message, that is their truth, you know, do as I say. And so not realizing that I was living inauthentically to my truth, and whether it was 1 click or 10 clicks away, it wasn't in alignment, and it was causing me disturbance. And I didn't even know it, because I was seeking externally, because I didn't know everything was within. And that's why everything felt so hard and not easy, and it was a lot of effort. And one of the things, after I'd kind of gone through this, probably for the first, I think 2 years, maybe, year and a half, I've always been a fan of tarot and oracle and astrology, and I reconnected with astrology more intimately. And for me, this was a really pivotal shifting moment in the creation and the grounding and the anchoring of my reality. And astrology for me brought crystal clarity to my soul purpose and my life mission, and just really laser focused my why. It kind of gave me some goalposts to bounce between and a forward trajectory with confidence and trust. And then layering onto that, I discovered gene keys and human design. And so this was just a really beautiful layered addition to what I already knew and what I'd already received from connecting into my astrological life path. Like I said, this is when I learned I was a human design reflector. And yeah, it just, again, another level of who am I? What is my truth? Everything, there's no mistakes. This is who I am for a reason. Let's go explore it. And so personal development has always been important to me. And I'm always going to continue to learn. It helps me grow and expand more confidently and powerfully into my truth. My motto for as long as I can remember has always been, you don't know what you don't know. And, you know, I'm sharing all of these modalities with you, the ones that I spent time learning and exploring, because for me, this is what helped accelerate my growth, and helped me reprogram my reality based on my truth, based on the desires of my soul. And this helped me rebuild a solid foundation from the ground up based on my truth. And no one teaches you this in school. You know, you go to school to learn a task, to serve a CEO of a company that you will work for, to be led externally. You're not taught how to connect into your truth, your personal empowerment, your self-leadership. You're taught to go to school, to get a job, to work hard, to buy some nice things, to get married, wait till you're 65 to enjoy life, and you know, you may or may not get sick. Then you get to relax. We are a society that does not know how to relax because we have been taught to hustle, to seek external satisfaction, external pleasure, external validation, external worth. None of that's going to come easy. How can you possibly relax when you are seeking outside of you what is already right in here? But when you connect with your truth, it just melts away. You know, and if you're anything like I am, you probably don't want that kind of life where you're hustling and seeking and searching. It's fucking tired. It's exhausting. Building somebody else's dream because it's easier. You know, this is why helping you is so important for me, because I know how much doing this work has changed my life. It has moved me from unconsciously living on like a zombie-like autopilot of somebody else's dream to powerfully standing and living authentically in my truth, in my world, with my pleasures that I desire. This is powerful. It is impactful, and it is generational. I am blown away by how my world and my children have changed since I, started to remove all of the heaviness around me and let more light into my world. And like I said, astrology was like a really, really huge part of this leap for me into the awareness of my truth, because it's in the stars. And there's no mistakes in the universe. And astrology provided me with a very clear path of where I was coming from and why, and what I was here to learn and share with others and why. And it will anchor your safety and growth of a path that you are navigating without a map. It's going to give you a blueprint to work with. One that I keep going back to, that I know you will keep going back to again and again and again, to receive more guidance and wisdom and insight. So then you layer the astrology with the gene keys and the human design. And for me, that's a game changer, because it's like, you don't learn this in school, right? And in combination with energy work and subconscious reprogramming and mindset and bringing harmony to your masculine and your feminine energies, I'm not the same person I was like even 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm never going to stop exploring and expanding into this world, because it works. Like, it works. And it feels so good to be confident in my skin, to be intentional with my actions, and to be present in my moments. And I want you to feel this, because this has changed my life. And for me, this is pleasure and richness and wealth that, like, money just, it can't buy. I'm going to connect into the chats, and I'm going to see how you guys are feeling. I'd love to hear who loves astrology. If you know your gene keys, if you know your human design, do you know what this is? Would you like to learn more about this? Oh, hi, Carolyn. Sharing your truth is powerful. Yes. Melissa, not sure exactly what my truth is, but definitely ready to connect more deeply with myself to figure it out. Carolyn, listening, connecting with presence. I love this. Yes. Multitasking kills productivity. So feel free to pop in the comments. Do you know what your human design is? Do you know what your gene key is? Do you know anything about your astrological birth plan, or your, any of this? Or do you want to learn more? What would you like to learn more about? What does this excite you? Does this make you curious? What do you think? Love to hear what your thoughts are. You can even talk about the masculine and feminine. That's also really huge for me, is the balancing of the masculine and the feminine energies. That, like, ebb and flow, that yin and yang, and how that all works. Energies, chakras. Feel free to throw whatever questions you have in, and we'll take some time at the end, and I can answer your questions. Okay, so let's get back. Where was I? Oops, I'm going to put the comments. I lost them. Okay, so how do you speak your truth? This is why I love astrology so much, because here you're going to gain this really valuable insight specifically from your birth chart. It's like a DNA blueprint, okay? And it's going to help you anchor your stability as you pivot from this reality that you've been living on autopilot, your current world. And it's going to help you realize and see the expansiveness of all these infinite possibilities of many realities that you are unaware of, based on the desires of your soul and your soul path and what you want to create. And so for me, I spent the first half of my life, like I said, in corporate, in a very structured, masculinized environment, in a very unhealthy relationship, poor boundaries, poor attachments, codependency, addiction. I was surviving. Point blank, I was surviving. I was on autopilot. I was doing what I thought I could do because I didn't have the tools to stand in leadership. I was reacting. instead of responding. And yeah, I know this world by the back of my hand. I do. And then from a corporate perspective, for sure, like all of this has served me so well because this is my medicine that I now get to teach and share all the trials and tribulations and all the successes. Like I can help you rebuild a business from the ground up. I can pick out a codependency or an unhealthy attachment. No problem. I can see where you're out of balance because I've been in it. And what's really cool is when I first looked at my birth chart, I could see my karma that I'm here to heal and transmute and pay forward and learn from, to serve and grow, and to help those that are connected into my world to help them serve and grow as well. And so, for example, my karma is to bring harmony to relationships. And that's what I'm doing. My whole world is about bringing balance and harmony. And, that's why I've had a lot of extreme dualities in my life. I mean, even just this morning, which is so funny. I don't know how this happened. The internet in my town went down since midnight. We had no internet. So I'm here going, all right, well, I have to host a masterclass and I have no internet and I can't drive. Like 40 minutes is the next town. I don't know what happened. They were doing some kind of service. So I was sitting in the fields of, oh crap, what is the lesson I'm here to learn? Well, the lesson from the universe was sit in your shit and feel it and let it come up to the surface, sweep it away. No, you have a powerful message to serve and just feel what is ready to release. And I can kind of go into this a little bit deeper, but I had to really sit and feel. A couple of things kind of bubbled up this morning, and I had to stop and get more present with my feeling to deepen my vulnerability into my relationship experiences. And I could feel that resistance, like this autopilot resistance of don't go there, it's safe, it's fearful, it's scary, but I want it. And I stood in my confidence and power, because I knew that that's my astrological plan of growth in this lifetime. So I had the confidence to see it and just hold myself in that. And it was just a beautiful full circle moment. And here I am sharing this message with you today. And I'm very grateful for that. So just to be clear, you don't need astrology to know what you're good at. Like for me, I already knew what I was good at. Astrology was just like shining like a magnifying glass, like a strobe light on it to just make it very crystal clear. And it made it pop. And it just kind of put it in a nice package so I don't have to think. I don't have to use my masculine, unhealthy masculine. I used my healthy masculine to just articulate it and put it out. And then my feminine energy within me could just kind of flow through it. And the other really cool part is for me, astrology is really fun. And so that's another part about the creativity and what is this life I want to create? I want to have fun. And astrology is fun. And tarot and oracle is fun. And understanding masculine and feminine and all that stuff is really fun for me. And so it's a beautiful growth stretch for me to bring more of that into my world. And so the thing with this is when you see these, you see your birth plan, your life purpose, your soul mission, your karma, it kind of points out to you, okay, well, this is the direction that I'm supposed to go. It's going to help you release your layers of programming, of thoughts, of beliefs, because you're going to see it eventually, but it might be harder for you to see the truth, or it might take you 20 years or 10 years or 5 years. And when you can remove these layers of attachments and programs and beliefs, you have the ability to create space to allow your truth to speak. And I would much rather be living in my truth now than take 10 or 20 years to get there. And so that's why this is a really beautiful way to get laser focused and accelerate that growth path. And it's fun. And so when you have this information, either anchoring in and listening to your inner truth or receiving it, from something like this that's from your soul, excuse me, it's just a matter of listening, It's a matter of listening and trusting and serving the wisdom to yourself to receive it and then gratefully celebrate. I'm going to go celebrate afterwards. We're going to go get a tree from our front lawn because we had a flooded basement. That's a whole other duality story. I've gotten to experience a lot of duality in my life, but I see the gift in the moments now, and it's beautiful. So I know that this is easier said than done. And like I said, it's taken me a long time to wrap my head around this. But, the more you do this, the more you trust and anchor into finding and living your truth, the easier it's going to become. And this is really powerful. And this is really important because the more pleasure you allow yourself to receive, the more wealth you will welcome into all areas of your life. And wealth is physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, relationship, and financial. You will be gifted moments of joy that you didn't even know you needed, and now you just can't get enough of. And when you're in your truth, and you're delivering your message of service, things just, it's effortless and flow. And, this path of personal development, it's never ending, and there's always more to learn, and there's always more wisdom, to serve and to receive. And the really important piece about this is making sure that you stay in your lane, which is your truth, which is your alignment with your soul purpose and your life mission. And this is where the birth chart and gene keys and human design all come in, because it takes away the noise and it keeps you laser focused, because your soul wants to grow here. And this is where flow and ease and less resistance come in, because it's like you're on a conveyor belt. You're going where your soul wants you to go. So the more that you stay in your lane, your truth, your zone of genius, your why, the more confidence, the more trust is created within yourself and as well with your connections with others. The more respect you will give and receive, and the more integrity you will live, and the more pleasure you're going to receive, because you're in your truth. And pleasure comes when you live in your truth. I'm going to check into the chat and see how we're all doing. Any questions, let me know. We're almost done. Okay, so how do you build a solid foundation of your truth? So whether you want to be the CEO of yourself or your home or your business, the principles are the same. You start first by creating a solid masculine, energetic foundation that you trust to confidently hold your feminine energy so she feels safe and protected to expand and serve her wisdom into your inner world, which is the very first thing, and then your external world. So how you do this is you check in and feel, where is there resistance? Where is there uncomfortableness? Where is there uncertainty, doubt, confusion, hesitation? This is where you're out of balance, because fear is going to scream at you and your intuition is going to whisper. And the screaming is all of those kind of lower vibrational, heavy energies. And so pivot and explore. Okay, I'm feeling confusion. Why? I'm feeling uncomfortable. I'm overwhelmed. I'm stressed. I'm anxious. Why? Sink into and feel. And that's where you're going to need to create more balance. As you do this, remember that the feminine energy within you, and we all have a masculine and a feminine energy, the feminine energy within you is the natural leader. Contrary to global belief, if you think about an egg, the birth, the feminine is the egg, and she invites the masculine sperm in. It's not the other way around. So the feminine is the natural leader, and the masculine is the natural protector. And like I said, it's this beautiful ebb and flow of a partnership, of a marriage, of a union. Each no more or less important than the other. Each has a valuable purpose to serve. Just like the vase that was broken into a million little pieces, each are equally important. And this is where that effortless effort is achieved, when each are used in the correct space, in their lane, in their truth, in their why, in their purpose. So you can see where it goes from a very macro level, and it just keeps expanding to a micro level. And when you're out of balance and you're out of alignment, you're out of harmony, it's like square peg and round hole. It doesn't quite fit, no matter how much you try. And that's where the frustration and the overwhelm and the stress and the depression and the confusion and the mistrust and the exhaustion all come from, because it's not meant to work that way. And that's where you just say, okay, I give up. I surrender. I allow. I'm going to stay in my lane. And so some specific ways that you can honor this masculine energy to bring that accountability to staying in your lane is you create a plan and you execute it. So whether it's an hourly plan, a daily plan, a weekly plan, a monthly plan, a 1 week goal list, a 3 week, a 3 month, a 6 month, a 1 year, whatever that is, you create a plan based on what your feminine energy wants. How do you want to feel? What are the pleasures you desire? And then the masculine action is the plan that executes that plan. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't put too many things on the plan. Start one thing at a time. Build that, anchor that new stability. Celebrate that new stability, and that's your new base. And add some more, and then that's another base. And sort of think of the tortoise and the hare race, right? It's like I was living for the first 20 years of my life like the hare, the rabbit, running to get to the end. Then I was exhausted, and then the tortoise comes along, and he gets it. And he's enjoying life, and he's looking at the little birds flying by, and he's looking at the little ladybugs, and he's looking at, he's smelling the lavender in the forest. And then the bunny is just misses everything, exhausted at the end. And then he's 65 and he gets to retire and he gets to enjoy the last few years of his life. I'd rather be the tortoise. And I'd wish somebody had told me that 20 years ago. But I'm here now, and I have no problem being the tortoise. And as you do this, I want you to celebrate fiercely every positive movement forward that you make. Lots of positive reinforcement. I look at my little 3-year-old guy, and every time he goes and does an action, you celebrate because he's so proud. He did something. Positive reinforcement, And so when you have this correct structure based on your truth in your business, which is your inner world and your external world, your business or your home or your relationships or whatever, then you're not starting from scratch every day. Okay, what do I got to do today? I'm exhausted. What do I got to do today? You have a plan and you're executing the plan. And that accountability is where that confidence and that stability comes from. And what this does is that this then takes the stress away from your feminine being in an unhealthy management, in an unhealthy, toxic energy of controlling and doing and people pleasing and dependencies, because she shouldn't be doing that anyway. She just wants to breathe and have fun and move and create and be surprised, And when you restrict your feminine energy within you, there's no room for her to breathe and flow and grow and expand, because she's doing what the masculine is supposed to be doing. So let's flip it the other way around. Build that structure, stabilize it, and allow your feminine to be. Another way that I love to do this is I have a conversation with my inner masculine and my inner feminine. And so I ask each energy what they desire. How can I serve you? And then I honor that request fully, presently, with pleasure, until I'm completely fulfilled. You know what your body needs. You know what your body wants. Listen and act and serve and say thank you. So I'm going to invite you to feel into what emotions are coming up with you. What are some of the emotions that you generally experience? What are some of the ones that are in your world right now that you're desiring to release? I invite you to give yourself permission to really fully feel this in your body. Where in your body are you feeling it? And say thank you. And when you're ready, I invite you to say, I release, and say thank you. So we're almost done. Okay. As you create your new world of truth, I invite you to remember that we are all connected, that we are all unique, and it is really, really important, and it's really valuable for you to serve your truth in your world and in our world. And there are no mistakes. You are here for a very, very important reason. You were born with a unique mission and a powerful truth. You were born to express the divine in your unique way, to develop and share your unique gifts, your talents, your skills. You are so much more than you think you are, because the stars and the whole universe collided so you could be here today in this moment. And when you allow your true self to shine through, there is no more pain and there is no more wound. This is self-realization, remembering who you are. And this happens when all the broken parts of you come together, like that vase, stronger, wiser, in your truth, as one whole unit. And then you're free. I want to thank you so, so, so much for taking the time to connect into my world today. I hope that my message has served your growth, and I, have helped give you confidence to explore and expand more powerfully into your own personal truth. And for you to know that you are worthy of receiving your value by owning your truth. So feel free to drop in the comments anything you'd like to share, any questions that you have. And what I'm going to do is just, oh, yay, Melissa. I'm happy. Thank you. And if you have any questions, feel free to connect and share. And I'm more than happy to speak with you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take, maybe 5 minutes. You're welcome to stick around or jump off. I'm going to share the promo that I've got for you as part of this masterclass as my way of saying thank you, and then a little bit of how you can connect into my world. So as I'd mentioned before, feel free to use the graphic and tag me in any of your social media so that I can celebrate your desire to be seen in your truth. And I'm going to host a draw on Friday for a $111 gift certificate for any of my programs. I'm so excited to give this to you. And the other couple of promos that I have created is, one of them is called Create Your Success. And so what this is, you're going to receive a detailed 5 or 10 page document of your astrological life purpose, your soul mission, your karmic growth that you're here to heal, transmute, and pay forward, in combination with a one-on-one activation and integration session with me. This is so powerful because this is an experience that I'm really, really proud of. It's really helped shift my life. I still go back to this information. I wish I had this 20 years ago. And what I do right now is I'm offering this for $222. This price will go up because it's quite involved. But for the next 48 hours until Friday night, I'm going to offer this as my way of saying thank you for $111. So that's the first one. The second way that you can connect into my world is I have another offer, which is called Eagle Focus. And what this is, you have a choice of a guided meditation that I've created. I've got a couple of them, and I feel that they're going to keep coming forward in combination with a one-on-one private activation session. And so right now I have a guided meditation that invites you to connect with your inner masculine and feminine and bring more harmony into your world. And then the other one I have is called One Connected World, where it's the expansive growth of where you want to birth your truth and expand and realize your reality and your dreams and your pleasures. And they're both beautiful activations, heart guided activations. And so this one is for the meditation and the one-on-one session, it's $111. But again, for the next 48 hours until Friday evening, you can get this for $55. Like, this is a no-brainer. And then private mentorship is also available, and you can message me and we can talk about this. So I've got 2 programs. One is called Harmony. It's my signature program, and what I do in this program is I help you manage your work-life balance. I give you specific strategies that you can copy from work to life and vice versa to bring balance and harmony into your world. You like legitimately learn how to become the calm in the eye of the storm, and you learn how to balance your masculine and your feminine energies in powerful self-leadership. And the other program that I have, my other private mentorship program, is Energetics for corporate and or business women, and as well as business building. So I'm going to teach you everything I know in partnership with what we would do with the harmony piece, the bringing harmony and balance to your energies, in combination with my 20 years of corporate business experience. And layering that with my human design reflector, I'm very good at seeing the bird's eye view of where the issues are and going in and tweaking and adjusting and getting you going in the right direction and helping you structure and set up your business so that you are in successful, effortless effort of harmonized masculine and feminine energy. And so this program is for the woman who knows your purpose and who desires freedom to leverage these new world energetics, and whether this is within corporate or whether this is within your own business. I help you create and expand your liberated fempire. And so if you're curious about either of these one-on-one mentorships, feel free to message me. Happy to chat with you. The 2 promos, the Create Your Schedule and the Eagle Focused, are half price until end of day Friday. And then if you tag me in your social media, I will put your name in a draw to win a $111 gift certificate. And with that, I am closed with my message today. If you have anything you want to share, feel free to drop it in the comments or message me afterwards. And yeah, I really want to say thank you. This has been an honor and a privilege, especially to celebrate this on my 44th birthday. Can't believe I'm 44. It's just been a real gift. And I'm really grateful to share this space with you. I want to say thank you. So with that, have a beautiful day. And I love you. And I will see you soon. Have a good day. Mwah.